Welcome back. So today I'm going to be introducing you to a new glitter company I'm proudly working with. It's called Boujie Glitter Boutique, and these 4 glitters are from them, and we are going to be doing a stripe with these Miss Lillian's paints. I'm super excited, so let's get started. So first I sanded the cup to prep it just a little bit so that we could get the paint to stick a little bit better. And then this, I just made sure I used my Cami Page Boutique, the Tumbler guide thing. I'm one of these days I'm gonna remember what it's called. Anyways, I just used it to get just one line so that I could start my stripes at the bottom there. So I started the tape at the bottom and just made sure that it was as straight as possible all the way around, because once we get this one straight and perfect all the way around, then we're not going to have any problems going up the cup with the rest of our stripes. So now that we have our bottom stripe perfectly put on there and everything looks level and straight all the way around, we're going to go in with the rest of our tape and we're going to just wrap stripes all the way up. Now I will say that I did not measure this. I just used the tape as a measuring, because my plan at the very beginning was to just use that vinyl that you see there underneath there. I was going to use that just on the very top, like right here. But then once I got further down and started putting more and more glitter and paint, I just decided that I want to wrap this whole thing in this vinyl, and I think it is going to look really cool if if it comes out the way that I was thinking in my mind. So the stripes may have been a little bit off. This one might have been just a tad bit bigger, but I was going to be sanding the top rim there, and not a big deal. I don't think anybody's going to take a measurement tape out and measure them, but whatever, maybe they could. But if they do, oh well, it's handmade. That's the most important thing. Okay, now that I've got I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyways, so I took this Miss Lillian's paint that I got actually off of a D-Stash group that I'm in, and I thought these pastel kind of looking chalk paints will go really well with the colors of these glitters. And I have been seeing people do these stripes and glitter them and everything, and I've been dying to do it. It's just kind of one of those things, like I just want to check it off the list. And it just looks so fun just to paint and put the glitter on and just kind of have things done all in once, because I did this all in one evening. And so I don't know, I've just been dying to do this, so I thought I would take y'all along for the ride. So once I painted it, I put another little coat on there real quick, and then I dried it with my heat gun, and then I went in with another coat so that I could get really good coverage underneath this glitter, because some of the glitter is like iridescent, and it's this one on the top was a fine glitter, so I didn't want any like splotches and things like that under the paint. So I wanted to make sure that I had a really good coverage. So I just went in with the rest of these colors of paints. I just took the tape off and just slowly painted the color on there, and then let it dry a little bit. If I needed to help it with the heat gun, I could do that. I would heat it up with the heat gun and get it to dry a little bit faster. This is all sped up. I was not painting this fast, believe me. I was trying to be very careful and get it on the lines there, which I probably in hindsight should have taken off that one underneath this one, and then I would have had 2 lines to kind of work with, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so like I said, I painted them, and then I kind of heated them up a little bit just to get some of the paint dry. This chalk paint dries very quickly, so you don't really need it can take you, it doesn't have to take you that long, is what I mean. So I just continued on with the rest of the paints, and then was just taking off that tape and adding the paint and adding another layer, heating it up, on and on and on. So I found these colors, I pulled the paints out because I had got them, and I was thinking I've really been wanting to try Miss Lillian's chalk paints, and Cami Page Boutique has a lot of them, and you have a discount code with them, Paxton 10. And so I thought I would just try these little ones just as a little sample and see how I like it, and then, you know, go into the bigger bottles and try it on a much larger scale. So I found those paints, you know, and I got them, and then I went to my wall of Boujie glitters, and I was like, let me see which ones will fit. But I also was trying to go off of that vinyl that was the BAMF vinyl in the very beginning that you saw underneath there. I was kind of trying to make everything match, and I thought that the colors really blended well, beautifully. So I'm starting off with Sweet Peach, and what I used there was that Crystal glitter glue, and I just put a little bit on there, just made sure that it was fully coated on that one stripe there, and I used Sweet Peach, and that is a new color that just came out in one of their boxes, and it's very similar to Fuzzy Navel, but it's a little bit lighter, but it's a gorgeous peachy, you know, iridescent color. And then we're going to go in with Pinky Promise, and that's going to be our pink stripe here. And Pinky Promise was in one of the sub boxes that came out maybe, I think, in January or something like that. But anyways, I've been kind of getting a few of their glitters off and on and getting their sub boxes, and then I was lucky enough to be asked to be a part of the team, and so now here we are, and now I can provide you with a discount code, and I'm so excited. These are made in the USA, and that I'm going to be adding them to the glitters that I already use, the amazing companies that I work with as well. And so I'm just excited to add one other, you know, type of glitter, a different look, a different, you know, feel. I just love them. And that Pinky Promise, I think, was a mix that was made by Cami Page, but don't quote me on that. But anyways, it's a beautiful pink, and I thought the pink went really well with that blush pink. I think if you put a darker pink or a brighter pink, it probably would come out a little bit more pink, but I think everything just flowed really well with the pastel look. And that one is called Moon Mist, and it is gorgeous blue iridescent. And then this one is called Sweet 16, and I've actually used this one before, and it has a little bit of kind of a pearly matte kind of color in there that's really kind of cool, and it adds just this really unique kind of sparkle that because that's kind of pearly, so then the other sparkle comes out a lot more. So I really love it. It's a really fun mix. So after those dried, I did have to touch up a few places, but other than that, it came out pretty awesome. Now, I did take it outside, and I sprayed it with 2 times clear gloss from Rust-Oleum, probably about 3 or 4 times. I always forget because I go out there, and then I'm like, oh, I need to spray that. And then I go out there again, and then I'm like, oh, I need to spray that. And then I'm like, did I spray? How many times have I sprayed? So I always say 3 or 4 because I get lost in my count. So anyways, and here I am putting a coat of epoxy on here. I put a coat of epoxy, and then I went in, I put another coat of epoxy. Then I went in and I sanded. I sanded really well, and then I went in with that 3rd coat of epoxy. Now, the reason I did that was because this vinyl right here, it works similar to a water slide, right? So the images on there are printed on white ink. And so then the other parts of the cup is clear. I mean, the parts of the vinyl is clear. So you need to have a clean, clear, you know, cup, a real smooth cup before you go in and, you know, put the rest of this on here. So you just want to treat it like a water slide in this sense. If you have it all sanded or beaten up or anything underneath there, that's going to show up underneath that clear part of that vinyl. And I'm applying this just like a wrap, just like a regular vinyl wrap. I did leave a tiny bit on the edge on the top because I know I'm going to be, you know, adjusting that to create a rim. And so on the bottom, this vinyl does not stretch and pull, and you cannot like heat it up like you can another type of vinyl. So don't think you can do that. So what I did was I just sliced that off, and then I sliced the bottom off. I sliced the back, you know, that line in the back off, and then I sliced the bottom off. I was real careful. You can't really tell because the image is like kind of sporadic in certain places, and then then it's clear, and then there's an image and everything. So just cut it the best you can, and I promise you won't even be able to tell in the end. So once I got that vinyl wrapped, I put another coat of epoxy on there just to seal that in. I did pop any kind of bubbles or anything like that too, so you want to make sure you do that. And then I went in with this really beautiful frosted silver glitter that I actually got in a box for a cup swap thing. And it's actually from the Dollar Tree. I don't know. I've never seen it at the Dollar Tree, but it's the Dollar Tree, like it was the Dollar Tree brand or whatever that they have, that craft square, I think what it was. Now it does rip fairly easy, so you have to be very gentle with it, but if you do find it, it is totally worth it. I think for $1 or $1.25 or whatever it is, it's totally worth it, I think. But it is, like I said, it's you have to be a little bit more gentle. But I thought splitting these, you know, I thought splitting up these stripes after putting on the vinyl was kind of a neat touch, and I haven't seen that done, or it has been done. I just haven't seen it. But I don't know. I just liked the subtleness of everything. It almost reminded me of a baby shower type of thing or something. But it was just very pretty, and like I said, all the colors were just so subtle, and those pastel colors that, you know, it just leads you right in. It's just great for spring and just a nice, beautiful cup in the end. So of course we go in with our final coats of epoxy. I did sand my rim to expose a bit of that stainless steel, sand it all around the cup anywhere I needed to, and then putting my final coats of epoxy on there. And I just love how this turned out. Those glitters are absolutely stunning. There's so much sparkle there. There's so much color there. I'm excited to be working with them. And check out the link down below. Check out and get your discount code. And there she is. So cute. I love it. I love this vinyl too. I just thought it was just so sweet and subtle that, anyways, that's my word of the day, is subtle. But anyways, if this inspires you or motivates you to do anything like this, please tag me and like and comment and subscribe and ring the bell and all of those fun things down below. Let me know what you think. And if you do, like I said, if you do create something like this, or it inspires you to do something outside the box, or just to kind of put a few different things together, let me know. Tag me. Also, go and check out Boujie Glitter Boutique website. Don't forget Paxton 10, and I will see you next time.